This is Jalon here from the Purple Mic, and I have my sister Jessica, aka Kitty Q, on tonight for this show, Getting to Know You. We want to thank you for subscribing and watching our show. We ask that if you have not subscribed, just to hit the button. It's free. It doesn't charge anything from you. So we just want you to join us, join the fam, the Purple Mic fam, and continue to keep us on your channel. Anyway, so tonight is going to be, I guess, something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So tonight, yeah. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, this is my baby sister, and she joined the Purple Mic. When did you join the Purple Mic?
Was it last September?
Last September? Oh, yeah, it was after
Yeah.
the cabin trip.
Oh,
That's
after
right.
the
That
cabin
was
trip, yep.
really a fun time. So she came on board in September, and we are so glad to have you. Thank you for joining us
Thank you
thus
for
far.
having
You've
me.
been a great personality on the show. And tonight we're going to get to know you just a little bit better. So stay tuned. This is like the sister episode of the Purple Mic. So,
This is sister.
right, give us the little, okay, I know you can sing too. There you go.
You know I can't sing.
You do a little something. You learn from me though.
Oh, you're such a good big sister. Thank you.
I try to be. I try to be. So, also want to remind you guys that we do our watch parties every Thursday at 9. So just join us as well. So you can catch up on the show. All right, so let's get into this. So Jessica, tell me a little bit about where you're from. Where were you born?
As if you don't know.
Even though I know.
So I was born in New York. We are adopted. Us, me and Jalon, and two of my other sisters.
Hmm.
And we were adopted by a family that was from Trinidad and Tobago. And so when I was really, really young, we moved from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sorry, from New York to Trinidad and Tobago. And I think we lived there until I was about nine-ish, when
Hmm.
we moved back to the United States to live in Georgia, which is where I live now.
Cool. And I live here too.
Yes,
You
right
followed
down the
me.
street.
You like to follow me. That's what it is.
I mean, somebody got to keep you
Keep me grounded?
in
Yeah,
check.
you
No, in
do.
check.
You do sometimes. So, seeing that you were born in New York
Hmm.
and we are now living in Georgia,
Hmm.
what are some highlights of your childhood?
Ooh, I don't know. Like I always remember the red tricycle. You remember the red
Oh,
tricycle?
yes, the red tricycle.
Yeah. Most of my memories, I guess, from my childhood come from Trinidad and Tobago. Going to Carnival was one of my biggest things. I'm surprised mommy let us go.
What?
A miracle.
Wow.
And just the culture, the food, um, just growing up with my siblings. And because when us four were adopted, we got put onto another four that are older than us. And so we kind of have a big family. And then there's others.
Mm-hmm.
So just growing up in a house full of people and laughter and joy and food and celebration. Um, that is probably my biggest childhood memory. It's not something specific, but it's just more of a feeling like,
Mm-hmm.
our whole family gets along. We vibe together. We laugh together, and we just continue to make really good memories. So I'm really grateful for our family and being
Me
brought
too.
into
We have
it.
a lot of fun because, big
Yes.
families, you just can't go wrong. You have a lot of nieces, nephews, cousins, aunts, and uncles. So it's more fun. The more, the merrier.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What were some of your low points in your childhood? And I may not know some of these things, so I'm getting to know you too tonight.
Low points. I didn't have any low points when I was really young, but I think my low points started probably in high school. Um, I would call myself different. Not the typical black girl going to a pretty much white boarding school. Um, I had some self esteem issues, some like identity issues,
Mhm.
and just I guess it was normal going through it as a teenager, but for me, it was really a low point because I was struggling.
Mhm.
And being at boarding school, you don't have your safety net, you don't have your family, you don't have your friends, your sisters around. You have to kind of create that. And it really took me a long time to create that kind of net before I really became comfortable. By the end of high school, I was so comfortable in my skin. I learned so much. I had people who like literally adopted me, were calling me their child,
Mhm.
and they just became my other family. And they made me feel really comfortable. They gave me a lot of confidence to just be myself. Like once I got accepted, I really felt really good. And since then, I've always been true to myself, always been honest with myself about
Mhm.
who I am and who I want to be.
So what
Um,
was like the big turning point in that time for you? Like what caused you to make that shift?
it was the acceptance of myself. I
Mhm.
am different, or if you think I'm different, that's okay. I
Mhm.
like anime. I like goth shows. I like, all of these things that were considered different at the time that are
Mhm.
cool now. Apparently, I was a nerd back then. Comic books, Marvel, all of those things, coming from, a black girl, like I said, going to an all white school, those things weren't the norm. And so it was kind of looked at like, mm. And then even other black people would look at me like, what? And
Right,
I'm
you
like,
kind of didn't fit in
yeah, I
anywhere.
just didn't fit into a certain group. So once I kind of found myself that I didn't really have to fit into every group, I just could just be myself and just got accepted. That really was kind of the turning point, was like, I accept myself, so you kind of have no choice but to.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And, growing up with you, I was totally in a different, place
Yep.
because I like different things too. So we had our differences as well. Like
Yep.
I liked listening to music. I liked more so like urban culture,
You
things
thought
like
you were
that.
weird because you didn't like what we like. We like,
Yeah, I was
you
not the
what do you
weird
mean you
one
don't like
though.
Dragon Ball Z? What do you mean you don't like Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah,
What do
but
you
I didn't
mean?
it just didn't catch my attention. So,
And that
I
is
guess
okay. Because I
we
like
bonded
Brandy because of
later.
you. I like Brandy
Exactly.
Monica now because of you. I know who
That's
Silk
right.
is because of you.
Silk.
112.
Oh, wow. I did not influence
Well,
you that much.
because you led me into the world of like 90s R&B, like TLC. All of those groups were
Right.
kind of bled off from you listening to Brandy every day.
Yes, every day, literally.
Every day. And so I'm like, oh, she's cool. Let me go and see what else is out there in this genre. And really, honestly, if it wasn't for you, I might not even be into what I'm into now. And so you influenced me.
Oh, good. Well, it's good to
Yeah.
know. Hopefully, I can keep doing that in the right
Every day,
direction.
girl. Every day.
So, let's see. When did you first learn independence?
Girl, high school, boarding
Wow.
school. Mommy just dropped me off. It was like, peace. I love you. Good luck. You on your own now. And you're just left alone with 200, 300 other kids trying to figure it out. And
Mhm.
so, when someone's like, "What's your social?" You got to know what your social is. You got to have your passport. You got to be able to do these things that are independent. So, I mean, I think my first that was my independence. Like, how am I going to do this? I have to be responsible of getting up and going to school, getting to breakfast on time.
Mhm.
Buying my own groceries if I had a way to get to the store. All of those things, and that was early for a lot of people. Like a lot of people didn't get to do that in high school.
Right, because think about it like this. Many of us in high school, we're still living in our parents' home. They're kind of waking us up to get up for school, make our breakfast, get ready for the bus and things like that. But you had to kind of like have the college experience in high school.
Because when I went to college, I had already recognized the things that I needed to do.
Right.
Go and make your schedule. What classes, what time is best, because you're not going to be there at 8 o'clock.
Right.
You know, and
And
yeah,
those things were
definitely,
instilled in you early because you were kind of pushed out there to be a little more independent.
yes.
Okay. So, what do you do for a living?
I am a human resource specialist.
Oh, what does that entail?
Uh,
What exactly do you do?
I did, so a human resource specialist. I work mainly with benefits and compensation. So we work throughout the year to make sure our employees know about their benefits. We kind of, um, you know, negotiate their benefits, try to find new benefits for our employees. And then on top of that, we talk about compensation, raises, bonuses, other types of compensation like programs and things like that that we can do. So I do a little bit of everything when it comes to human resources, except for payroll. I don't do that. That's too much taxes on. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Too
not
much
for
work.
me. That's not for me.
So interesting. What did you do before you became a human resource specialist?
I was a medical assistant and I did that for about 10 years.
Hmm.
And then I went back to school to get my bachelor's degree. And then I was like, oh, human resources. I'm going to do that now. It was like the quickest turn of anything. Like, I didn't know when I started school, I didn't know I was going to be a human resource personnel. I started to go to school for healthcare. But as I was going through my classes, seeing all kinds of things and learning more about the back end with benefits and human resources and what they do, I was like, this seems a little bit more up my alley. And girl, the healthcare field is
Oh,
stressful,
I know firsthand. You don't have to tell me
stressful.
because I'm in
And
it.
and honestly, you get no recognition, none at all, none at all. So I always, people who are in the healthcare profession, I always give them their props, especially
Yes.
through the pandemic, because I knew you don't get any recognition for just
Not nearly as much as they deserve.
making sure that your
Absolutely.
insurance paying the right claims and doing all of these things and going the extra mile to help them get their medication together.
Yes.
None,
Hmm.
not even by the patients. I feel like the industry
Itself. Yeah.
itself,
Hmm.
they don't give healthcare workers enough credit and enough pay, to be honest.
More of a business,
Yeah,
that's what they treat it like instead of like patient care and really caring for people.
yeah, yeah.
So, what's a typical workday like for you?
So I'm an early bird. I like to get up early, 5:30. I like to be at work by 7. We're on a hybrid working schedule right now, so I work 2 days a week in the office, 3 days from home. I go into the office if I need to go in more because sometimes somebody needs something mailed or
Lucky duck.
something like right. I am lucky. I really am. I love my company, and yeah, so I usually work from 7 to 3, 7 to 5 sometimes, 7 to 6 like it was the other day. So it just really depends on the time of year, um, what I'm doing, what needs to be done. Because sometimes it's taxes, sometimes it's 5,500, sometimes it's um, all kinds of stuff with human resources. So yeah.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. So let's backtrack a little bit and going back to September when we were on the cabin trip, when you were first introduced to the Purple Mike cast, because you came, I guess,
Y'all,
as my guest, Erica's guest,
y'all
your sister.
bamboozled me. Y'all bamboozled
Anyway,
me.
no, we did not. We didn't
Y'all
twist your
sure
arm. We
did.
didn't force you.
Y'all
You
told me
came
we were going to the
willingly.
cabin to hang out.
Yes, we did hang out.
And then y'all bamboozled me. Then I was hoodwinked.
Nuh-uh.
Because
We didn't force you. You came on your own free will.
I sure did come in my own, but no one told me that these people were going to be there. No
That
one
was
told me
not
the
my.
Purple Mike cast was
Mm,
coming up
that wasn't
with their
me.
shenanigans. I'm
I
thinking
ain't
we
pointing no
going to just
eyes or
be
fingers in the backgrounds.
relaxing, Erica. Um, and then all of a sudden we in there having talking about like just relationships and and all kinds of stuff. I'm
Yes.
like, hold on a second. Then next thing you know, Erica is filming and like, yeah, Jessica, go on.
Oh, her in that camera,
You know
Lord
how
have
she is.
mercy. Can't pry it from her hands,
And,
okay?
and
So,
then she's like, hey, do you want to come on to the Purple Mic? I'm like, do we just get to talk? Is that how we are? And she's like, yeah, just friends hanging out, talking about stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I could do that. Uh,
Absolutely.
we friends now, apparently. So,
So can you say that's kind of the reason why you joined the Purple Mic?
well, I mean, I think initially I just joined because everyone was cool peoples, right? And everyone was smart, intelligent. It wasn't, even though we were having disagreements, we weren't acting like children, yelling at each other, disrespecting each other, cursing,
Right.
any of that. It was just grown people having a conversation, even if we disagreed. And I'm okay with that. I don't have to agree with everything that you feel or believe. We just have to maintain a mutual respect about it and have a conversation. And to be
Hmm.
honest, talking to other people, always opens up my mind. I learn things and I like to learn. So I'm like, I knew something that I didn't know before. So
Hmm.
I'm good.
So are you here to stay? Do you see longevity with Purple Mic? What's
Girl,
your
I
future
don't know
plans
because
with
I
Purple
feel like
Mic?
I still got bamboozled.
No, you did not.
I'm still
You
bamboozled.
willingly
I
said
am.
yes.
I
You
am.
you you said
You know
yes.
what? I will always, no matter where I am in the Purple Mic, I will always support you guys. One, you're my sister, and Erica, I love you. You like a sister to me, anyways. And everyone, like I said, everyone's cool people, and I want to see people go far.
We will definitely see you on the Purple Mic. Don't even play. So, this may be a biased question.
Mm.
Yes, because I'm doing the interview and everything like that, and I'm
Right,
your
right.
favorite person in the world, quote unquote. I'm just gonna put myself in that position. Who is your favorite panelist on the Purple
Oh,
Mic, and why?
oh, I
I
thought you
want
were
to
gonna
know.
say
The
who's your
people,
favorite person
the
in your life.
people
I was
want
gonna be
to
like,
know
who's my favorite
who's
panelist?
your favorite panelist, your absolute favorite panelist, and you can
I,
do a first place and a runner up. I'll even give you that.
honestly, it's honestly between Erica and Tony. Um,
Oh,
Tony's
that Tony.
hilarious. His personality, and he's always real, always true. And then Erica, she's hilarious, always real, always true.
Gotta love her.
I,
Got to love her
I don't know.
for
Like
many reasons, and
I
she
feel like
knows.
they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. So I get to see from both sides. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
really always interesting hearing what they have to say. But honestly, I mean, I learn a lot from Lewis too. Like he seems like he's very grounded and he kind of really understands what he's about.
Hmm.
Um,
He's
you know,
Gems. If y'all don't
yeah,
know,
he's gems.
AKA
Like
Gems.
he really understands what he's talking about. He dropped gems. He really
Hmm.
does. I can't really say who's my favorite because y'all are, like I said,
Everybody your favorite. Just
y'all. I was gonna
let's
say
just say everybody's your
everyone's
favorite.
my favorite.
That's
Y'all
kind of
all cool
like
people. So
that's why you're on
yeah,
the
we
Purple
good.
Mic. Yes.
Yeah,
So what? Which panelist would you say you relate to the most? Then, since
relate
everybody's your
to.
favorite, but relatable to you, who would you relate to the most?
I, I mean, I feel like Clay is my boy version of myself.
Hmm.
Um, I think you see that like we just very chill. Like we're not in for no mess. We just riding. If I
Straight
now,
shooters.
yeah, now he does say some crazy stuff. I won't lie. I'd be like Clay, bro, bro, bring that back, run it back. But he's like he really is, and he's honest, and I think that he's like me. He very much knows himself. Like
Yes, I think he speaks from, to me, the heart and experiences, but he's hilarious when he does
yeah,
that. It's
yeah,
just so funny, and I don't mean to be like when he's trying to be serious. I'm not laughing at him. It's just that he's a good storyteller,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he knows how to tell a good story. So he is definitely a funny
yeah,
on in my book.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna switch gears just a little bit and get a little
Mm.
personal.
That wasn't personal.
Yes, that was personal, but we're going to dive a little deeper into Jessica. The $2 million question is: are you single or are you in a committed relationship?
Girl, that's not no $2 million
And sometimes,
question.
well, it is for me because I don't know what you be doing.
And that's the way I like to keep it.
So,
So you're right. You're right. However, I'm single, girl.
I knew
You know
that.
I'm not seeing anybody.
You seeing that cat? And look at the tail. He said basically
That
he was like, "You
that's
lying."
there you go.
That's what he was
That's my
saying. "You're
boyfriend right
lying."
there. That's
Mhm.
my boyfriend right there,
He
Onyx.
said, "You lying."
No,
He knows
yes,
it.
I'm
That's why he
single.
showed his tail.
Right. He's like, I got this. This is me right here.
Mhm.
Don't play with my mama.
That's her
Um,
boyfriend, Onyx, y'all. Her
yeah,
boyfriend.
I'm single. I'm happily single.
Happily.
Yeah, and I kind of I say that, but I don't have to because I know what I am. But I guess I say just to be like I'm not even looking. Like I'm just relaxing. We chilling. Mm,
So even though you're relaxing and chilling right
mm-hmm.
now, I know
Yeah.
you've been doing that for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm-hmm.
you ever see yourself getting into a relationship? Or I know you've dated, but like seriously pursuing being in a relationship.
I am not pursuing being in a relationship because that mess is difficult.
Hmm.
It's difficult for me. Um, I don't know if I'm OCD or compulsive or just like things the way I like, and you know how I am.
Hmm.
It's difficult. Not even to find somebody. It's not that issue. It's just difficult for me to accept certain things about people. Like I just have things that I'm like, you do that, mm, you do that, and
Well, what
so
is it
for
about people that they do this, they do that, that kind of makes you want to shy away from being in a relationship? Because we all have our quirks, we all have our,
we do,
things that,
we do.
somebody may look at like, okay, but you still are able to want to be in a relationship and have fun and do things and have companionship.
I will say this, and this is me being very honest. In the relationships that I have been in, one, they didn't end well, but I expended so much energy trying to have a relationship that I'm like, why? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of back and forth. And right now, for me, it's like I want to do what I want to do without anybody interrupting my energy flow right now.
So you're just at the point where it's like you're not actively seeking a relationship. If
I
it
am
comes,
if it
then fine.
well, I don't even know if it comes because when I think about laying in the bed with somebody, I'm like, oh, that seems sweet. And then my next thought literally is,
When you
what
go
if he
home.
put my his foot on me and I'm get the
Oh, foot.
well, not really a foot, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's in my space. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So
So
I
you
just
never just feel like you just want to share space with somebody?
man, we gotta have like a triple king size bed and yeah, come on in. You over there.
Yeah.
Cause I like you know me, I like my space. Like I'm
But
the type of person, again, I don't know if this has anything to do with being like an introvert, but I like having my space to go back to that there's nobody here. There's nobody
mm,
interrupting me here. Like, I personally would be like, listen, you want to sleep over in that room? I'm okay with it. Be like, the 1950s, 1940s when they used to sleep in separate bedrooms.
mhm.
I'm
So
like,
how
I
do you
think
think you can navigate your introvertedness and be in a relationship? I believe the two can work together.
I'm sure they can. And I mean, I've met people that I've vibed with and it was okay. We just weren't a match as far as like, he wanted children and I don't want children. So there have been some people where I'm like, this could go somewhere,
Mhm.
but there are big issues the things that I can't get past. Like, I really don't want to have children. So if you really want to have children, this is never going to work no matter
Mhm.
how well we vibe. Or you're an atheist or something like that. Like I'm a Christian. I believe in God and he saved my soul and all the goodness. So I can't be with someone who is an atheist.
Right. So I
It
mean,
just
yeah,
it
you
doesn't
have
work on a moral standpoint, doesn't work ethically, just doesn't work that way, even though we vibe together. So I have to find someone who I vibe with really well and then also is on the same track as me, in the way I want to move my life. Because I don't want to have children. I really want to just travel and enjoy my life and keep moving. And a lot of people either have kids already or they want kids. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. I think that people should have kids and have that joy. it's just not for me. And so I really have to pick from a small pool
Hmm.
that fit these certain criteria.
Like a fishbowl
Criteria.
pool, like small,
Yeah.
like that.
And I'm like, it's a really small pool. So I'm like, if they come, they come. If they don't, I'm gonna be traveling. So
On the
with
next
no
flight
kids.
out of
So
here.
uh,
I don't know. Me and her, we always battle about that. And I mean, I respect the stance that you have on not having children. That's your choice. You can decide that or whatnot.
girl, I have
So,
like 5 nieces and nephews. What children do I need? Y'all, they all taking up all my money anyway. So I have nothing left for my own child.
right.
So
Well, we'll
might as
leave
well
that
take
one
care of the
be
ones that are here.
because she's never changing her mind. We have this kind of
I, mm,
conversation all the time, and
mm.
she's just adamant about not having kids, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
no, no. This protection. Clank, thank.
Yeah, close it up, huh?
Close some doors. Shut it down.
So, when
Mm-mm.
was the last time you had feelings for someone?
Last time I
Seeing
had
that you have not been
feelings.
like actively dating and things
I can't
like
remember
that.
the last time I had feelings at all.
Yeah, I did call you cold hearted once.
You did. You did. And
Not to me,
I
but I'm
do
just
have.
saying to relationships, because I'm
I'm like,
like,
I'm cold
you
hearted to
cold
you. Oh
blooded.
my god.
You're cold blooded. Because even
I
when I
can't.
tell you
I mean,
relationship
I
stuff,
can
I'm like,
be.
I'm scared because I don't want to listen, y'all. I really don't tell her a lot because she's like
Because
real strong armed
I'm
on her
on.
stance.
I'm real kind of no nonsense. So if
Yes.
I feel nonsense, that I've sniffed nonsense and all of that, then I'm out. I'm done. You're wasting my time. You're wasting my time. And
So,
so I'm gone.
feelings last time. Ooh.
Feelings. Oh gosh, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Mm,
Well, I wouldn't say a while. It's been probably a year.
a year?
Yeah, it's been a year and a half, and a
That's a
year and a
long
half.
time to
Yeah.
say you had feelings for somebody.
Yeah,
So
I found someone who I liked, but yeah, that wasn't gonna work out. No, 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 no.
I'm sorry that it didn't.
I mean,
Maybe.
he when he introduced himself and we were talking, he didn't mention he had children.
Oh,
Then I
so
found
that let
out
him in. Oh,
that let him in, right? And he liked to
yeah.
travel. He had, he loved his job.
Everything
He
else.
seemed like he was a happy person and funny, was hanging out, chilling, and then the issue that I have is I got to go pick up my kid.
You like? We'll say what?
A what? A who?
What?
Well,
Who
how
got
many
to do
kids
what?
do you have? Well, I
Hmm.
have 3. Oh, oh no, no, no. You cool, but this not gonna work. I
So how did you end that? How did you say like we can't see each
Good
other
night.
anymore? Oh, that was it. Good. Good night. Good night.
Got to do. No, yeah, it was really. I had
That was it.
he was wasting my time. He already knew that I was looking for someone with no like
So you told him this up front. You
up
let him
front. Like
know
I think that
first
was our
day.
first conversation. Like when we were FaceTiming and stuff like that. He asked me if I had kids, right?
Mhm. You said
And I
no.
said no. And of course, the next thing that came was, and I don't want kids.
Mhm.
And I can't even remember if he didn't say he didn't have kids or we just never got to that question. Like our conversation got derailed, but he never mentioned in this anywhere in these
Mhm.
conversations that he had children. And maybe he was trying to,
I think
come,
he tried to avoid it
yeah,
because
come
you
later and be
you
like,
said up front
no,
no kids for you. So I think he was like, well, I still want to see her. So let
right.
me
And that
wait as long as possible until it reveals itself. And then it
it
did.
did
And he was
reveal
like,
itself. Sure did.
good night. Mm, okay. I'm sad to see you go.
Who said?
Me, because it was actually somebody you liked. You
Girl,
don't
what?
like very
Bye.
many people, so
Bye. Bye.
I'm sad to see him
You
go.
don't have to be sad, girl. When I go to sleep at night just fine. So
I
should
know
you.
you do, but still,
So should you.
warm that little heart of yours. Warm it up.
My heart is
Warm it
warm.
up
I
with
am
love.
open. I am open. I really
Okay.
am. Like you may not see it, but I really am. Like if someone came and they, like I said, we vibing and you meet all the things that I need, or I wouldn't say need, but
Mhm.
everyone has these big check marks that they no kids, at least have a job to support yourself,
Right.
something, all of those kind of things, then we can talk about it. But if it ain't, then again, I'm
Nothing,
gonna be traveling.
nothing to say.
So
Nothing to
catch
see
me when you
here.
can.
Right. Do you feel like it's better to be emotionally attached or detached in a relationship? And I don't know what emotionally detached looks like, but I guess if you can have emotional attachment, then you can have emotional detachment. So, what does that look like for you? Um, Somebody want to say something?
Is it better to have emotional attachment or detachment? I don't, bro. If you don't,
He want to be on the purple mic. He's gonna be the next the guest starring on the purple mic next time. We're gonna do get to know Onyx, and then he ran off. Yeah.
I tell you, um, is it better to have emotion? I think you definitely have to have some emotional attachment,
Hmm.
but I think that certain circumstances or certain situations can call for a detachment, because making over emotional decisions or things like that can drive you into something that you normally wouldn't do because you're overly attached or you're emotionally attached to somebody.
Do you think like emotional detachment is kind of like I know I like this person, but I'm not going to delve too deep into it because I want to protect myself? Or is it some people just don't know how to attach?
I think it's both.
Hmm.
I think that some people just don't know how to attach in a healthy way, um, and I think that some people are detached because of prior experiences. They just don't know what's going on and how to handle those feelings, and so they kind of put a wall up and you know don't take that step further.
Hmm. I
So I
feel
mean,
like that could damage a relationship though.
it definitely can, because if you're not you're I think that at that point you're not even communicating correctly. You're not making the other person feel good in the relationship. Nothing good is going to come out from being in a relationship with someone who's detached.
So how do you handle that? Because I don't want to say like I
Oh,
know like you're just so emotionally detached, but do you feel like you have some type of time frame where you get attached or not? And then if it runs out, then it's like goodbye anyway. So,
um
or
girl, I
how
don't
long
know.
does it take you to, like get to know somebody and feel like you're really liking this person?
Really, it really depends on that person, to be honest. The more that you make me laugh and feel comfortable in my skin and with you, probably the sooner that's going to happen.
Okay.
The easier that I feel more comfortable with you, that the attachment's going to happen.
So the authenticity of the
Yeah,
comfortability
yeah,
where I don't
yeah.
feel like I have to like manipulate myself or do things that I normally don't do. I'm just comfortable in being who I am with you.
It's like when you're on that first date, you're kind of sitting on like pins and needles. You're never
Yeah.
really quite. you
Right.
just
You can
you're still
breathe,
kind of like and trying to
poised
put
and sitting up
poised and
and
trying to put
yes.
yourself together, and you want
Hmm.
to present a version of yourself. You're being authentic, but you're putting your best version of yourself out there. I mean,
Right.
you're not out there burping and passing gas and hey, what's up, my name is, like, you're not doing that. But
Right.
once you get to a comfortable spot when you can kind of breathe a little bit easier and kind of, I want to say let yourself go.
Go. No, we don't
But
ever
just
want to do
relax,
that, women,
relax a
ladies.
little bit.
No.
Then I
Mm-mm.
think that that's when the attachment really comes, because when you do that, when you get to relax, that's the attachment forming. That
Right. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because now, like I'm in a safe space. I can be authentically myself with that
yeah.
person.
And you do that little by little, and as the relationship grows, it just becomes something like, oh, that's just her, or this is part of her personality, or that's just what she does. And you either like it and you move on to the next step, or that's just not something for you, and then you take a step back and you guys may stop seeing each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can detach too once you get attached, if need be.
Yeah,
So,
you like I've done that before where I've been attached to somebody and they've done something or said something and I immediately was like
bye.
I could feel it. It was almost like a scissor just be like
Cut, cut the
cut.
cord.
Yeah, it was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so great. You're so amazing." And this happens like in friendships and relationships and it can happen with family members, but as soon as they say or do something it just kind of turns you off, like it just put off and you're just like, nope.
Yeah, I don't like those moments.
Yeah, those. I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, but hmm,
I'm trying to think.
interesting.
Yeah.
Getting to know Jessica because some of the things I knew, some of the things I didn't know. So, yeah, that's very enlightening to getting to
Yeah.
know you in the aspect of dating. Because we're sisters, so we can talk about everything else sometimes, but dating is kind of like that's touchy subject because you don't want to feel judged or you don't want to feel like you're making a bad decision because your family's always there for you, but the
Yeah.
outsider coming in, you know
Yeah.
I may feel attached to that person, and what if you don't like them, and then
Yeah.
you kind of feel
It's
this tug of war, like why are you with
yeah.
this person, and you feel obligated, like, okay, I'm gonna do me, but my family don't like him, and things like that, so you feel
Yeah.
this pull. So yeah.
Yeah. It's like you can't always see what the other person sees. And
Right.
so for you, it's like, oh, I'm so in love and he's the best. And we looking like,
No, he ain't.
no, he ain't. Or
Drop
it's the
that thing.
opposite. They really love him. And then you like behind closed doors, he's
Right.
not like this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Exactly.
it can go both ways. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, do you like him? Are you happy?
Hmm.
That's that's my only concern. Are you happy?
Right.
If you
You've
happy,
asked me that before. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, I'm like, as long as you happy, we're not gonna have no issues unless he come to me and say something, and now we have a problem. But
Or
that
unless
ain't
you have a problem personally,
exactly unless
because
he
that's
says
happened
something to
too.
me, and then we get into it, and we have our own personal relationship. But other than that, if you're happy, I'm happy.
And
At
that's
the end of
that's
the day,
really really good to know. So
yeah.
all right. Well, when it comes to relationships and companionship and things of that nature, what does intimacy look like for you?
Intimacy, it's none of that. It's really just enjoying each other. Honestly, the most intimate that I've ever been with somebody was, I mean, outside of like physical intimacy, has been when we were just chilling on the couch, hanging out, watching a show or our movies or whatever, something that we really like together, something that we really enjoy.
Hmm.
And it just felt so comfortable. Like this was my person. Like this was something that I really, really enjoyed. And that was one of the most intimate moments. It was so basic,
Hmm.
but I remember thinking like,
This is it.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
this
like,
is it's real simple.
oh, okay. And then that's when I was like, oh, I got feelings.
See, the
I
emotional
got
attachment
I got feelings.
stuck its
But once
tentacles.
I recognized it, I wasn't like, no. It was kind of like I
Hmm.
kind of felt him out and see, felt him how he was feeling. Like, is he matching, the energy in this relationship? And he was, and so we kind of we kept growing basically. Um, but yeah, that was one of the most intimate moments, and we just really enjoyed each other's company, and that was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful moments. I
Yeah.
hope you find that again. I'm advocating for you that that
Yeah, I
comes
hope I
up
find that
again.
again too. It was nice being in a relationship, like a long-term relationship with steadiness and growth and all of the good things. It was nice. I would say in the beginning,
Yes.
it was nice being in a relationship. I never thought I was going to have that, and it was like, oh, I can have that, and I can do this again. I just have to find the right one to do it again, because I don't want to do it again and have it be the same outcome. I don't want to be the same type of person that I was in that relationship. I want everything to be different. I want it to be good. I want it to be healthy.
Hmm.
Um, I want it to last the test of time and all of that.
worst phase in your life?
I'm scared. I'm of those things. I think that anxiety has a lot to do with that. Come on, guys. Just
How do you
hello.
deal with anxiety?
Um,
You got a cat.
I got a
think.
cat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
part of it.
he's loving.
How would you define your legacy in the world? What would that look like for you? It just perfectly framed your face. He's just wanting to be the star of this Tonight Show.
I swear. Like anybody who has cats, you understand. Like seriously, this is me at work. Like when we're on a Teams meeting and we're talking, and they're like, "Okay, so this
He's just waving his tail like
he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, my boss,
Yeah,
VP
sorry,
of
people.
HR, thank you. I want to be financially secure, but beyond that,